Hannah Berner posted an Instagram apology for saying that Megan's music makes her want to fight, and I want to go through it. So, interviewing Megan Thee Stallion was a dream of mine. I love her music, and it's my go-to whenever I need a confidence boost before a show. Looking back at the interview, I wish I used any word except fight to describe how her songs impact me. It was a careless choice of words, and there was no ill intent. I recognize and acknowledge that what I had said has a deeper meaning, and I am so sorry to Megan. I appreciate everyone who brought this to my attention. Brought this to my attention is the slap in the face. As a viewer who isn't Megan, who has listened to Giggly Squad, this is unacceptable in 2025 to act like the most basic microaggression of Black women angry, Black people angry, aggressive. We were there for George Floyd. When somebody gets kneeled on without a weapon, it's because the police are perceiving them as dangerous and aggressive. This is not something that is acceptable in 2025 to say someone brought this to your attention. This is beyond the scope of you need to live in a reality where Black people are targeted for their aggression, and you need to not only know that, but respect that when you're talking to a Black icon. And it's beyond ill intent. I'm really disappointed. I'm genuinely really disappointed, not just in the first interview, the first thing she said, the second thing she said, the third thing she said, but then to say thank you for bringing this to my attention as if this is an elusive reality. Like, what she's done is effectively alienate all of her Black viewers to saying, your reality is so far away from mine that even when I saw BLM happen, because I had eyes and I was there, I did not put together that had something to do with aggression and Black people. And when I was preparing for this interview, I didn't think about how I, as a white woman, would approach Black women and Black people and icons in a way that was sensitive and didn't make them visibly uncomfortable. Now, I know Paige is close with Sierra. I don't know how close Sierra is with Hannah. If I thought Sierra read the last sentence, would I say that she would say post that? Personally, no. But I mean, I guess I don't know Sierra that well. But I'm like, who let her post? I appreciate everyone who brought this to my attention like it's not 2025. I'm 27 years old. I can think very specifically of a time when I was 14 years old and somebody called me aggressive. And I can think back to when I was 10 years old and somebody called me aggressive. So decades later, acting like these things are so hard to understand when you live in New York. You live in New York. And there's Black people around you, and you're in media, and you're talking to Megan Thee Stallion. What? What it does is say that your reality as a Black person or as a person of color, where certain things to you are very obvious, certain aggressions are very obvious. Looking at society and saying, why are Black bodies over policed, over attacked, over restricted? And for all these things to be so just, I know we want to be funny. I know we want to have fun, but guess what? This isn't fun for us. This isn't fun. Do you see how this isn't fun? So sometimes it's important to know who you're talking to, know the socio-political context of the cultural carpet you are standing on before you speak to Megan the fucking Stallion in a way that makes her uncomfortable. And then in 2025, say, thank you for bringing it to my attention like it was so freaking esoteric. It's a spit. I find that to be a spit. I don't know. What is your thoughts? Because I'm really disappointed. Super disappointed and annoyed. And it's not that I'm disappointed because I don't expect white influencers to be secretly racist. It's more that I expect them to be smarter than that. Because again, this is the basic microaggression. This is, if you were to look up what is an example of a microaggression in any book, on ChatGPT, on Google, number one would be this one. And it was to say there's no ill intent, I'm so sorry, but the fact that you got to that place standing in front of Meg Thee Stallion and you didn't even have the wherewithal of what has gone on in this world for Black people enough to know for your own career that was a dumb thing to say, for your own self-interest, to not have the awareness of what that... Do you get what I'm saying? Because I think there's people who are in media, there are white people who may have their own ideas of aggression and racism that are probably they may be just as racist, but they're media trained and they care about their own career. So they're not going to say that to Meg the Stallion. That's the kicker. Is like, it's not just the comment itself. It is well, I didn't know. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. 2020 was 5 years ago. 5 years ago. My prefrontal lobe was not developed when 2020 happened. And in 2025, for influencers who are on the red carpet standing in front of a Black female icon such as Meg the Stallion to say, because here's the thing, and I think a lot of us share this sentiment, it's almost like, whoa, I wish you actually meant to say that. The fact that you feel like you didn't mean to say that is almost more ridiculous. Because in this day and age, you would think, do you know what I'm saying? It's like, how are you so ignorant at this point in time, but still seemingly so qualified that you end up in front of Meg the Stallion and make her uncomfortable after all she's been through? And then you've been through so many dark things. And that wasn't addressed, to be honest. The talking shit and you've been through so many dark things were not addressed in this, well, thank you for bringing this to my attention, apology. The tone, I don't know. It feels dismissive, in my opinion. I'm not satisfied. I'm bleh.